So the universe is playing games with me right now. So I want to see what they've got in mind. I came home from my vacation and found out that my company that I work for online. Now this is where how you have to be careful for what you wish for, right? Sometimes what you wish is not what you desire. Now, I know I'm worth more than I'm paid. Absolutely. And I've been getting a lot of really toxic calls on that site, right? And I think to myself, geez, you know, I sit here and in 6 minutes, I give them more information than I have ever gotten in an hour and a half reading, like ever. So it's like, wow, it drains me. And I get very little for it, right? So I'm just like, I don't want to, and I don't want to deal with these people that are cheating on their husbands. I don't want to help you. I'm not here to help guide you how to cheat on your husband or your wife, okay? I'm not into that. Also, I'm here as a teacher. I want to be doing the readings for the people who want to hear what Spirit has to say, right? They're here for guidance, not like the stupid questions that I get. So you put that energy out. So what happens when I come back? We have, again, this isn't the first time, again, we have raised our cut of the commission and we have lowered yours. So feel free to up your prices. And wasn't I being told you need to up your prices, Sherry? So I thought, you know what? You're right. I do need to up my prices. So, of course, all of my clients were just like, whoa, you know, they took a big cut. And that means I have to go up too. And so what happens? My phone gets quiet. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to stress it because it's going to weed out all the riffraff. I'm going to deal with the people who understand that I am a teacher and that I'm qualified and that come to me for Spirit's guidance, right? Not these kind of quack callers that call in because it's not that expensive, you know? And it's kind of like discounting my gift, right? So there's a lot of, you know, the universe knows what we need. I work for Spirit. Spirit works for me. I don't want to deal with that kind of riffraff and negative energy. It's very toxic and upsetting. So what I do is I just surrender it. My prices, like I was guided to, I didn't go crazy, but I did up them a little bit. And the time that I spend that the phone's not ringing, I'm cleaning my house, I'm organizing, I'm getting things done, I apply for private readings, I'm organizing my taxes, and then I thought, I'm sitting here right now in the evening and it's cool and, ooh, let's go outside, let's do it outside. And I thought to myself, okay, well the phone's not ringing, right? It's 8 o'clock, and you know what? I'm turning my line off because why should I be working at 8 o'clock at night? I shouldn't be, unless I choose to. Now, I would love to do a private reading at 8 o'clock, but I'm not working for that company at 8 o'clock tonight, you know? If they can't supply me with callers at this time, they're not worth my time. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something super fun. We're going to work with the Spirit Oracle and see what fun messages the Spirit Oracle has. Ooh, we're working with the Magdalene Oracle and Oracle of Shadows and Light, just because I'm in love with it. We're going to go outside. And I'm wondering, I'm not quite certain how bright my coal oil lamp is, but we'll soon find out. Oh, it's so pretty out here. Feels good out here. Okay. Yes, we're outside. You can't tell because it's so stinking dark. Okay. I'll put you like this so you can see the sparkles, my little sparkle lights. And then we're going to light the coal oil lamp. Ooh, this is super cool. It's like the good old days, right? I wish somebody would have told me, babe, that these would have been the good old days. Oh, look, you guys. How fun is that? Now, if I go like this, and I put our cards there, or, let's see, should I do it like that? How well can you see these cards? Oh, you can see them. You can see them. See, now is when you know, I'm going to light some more. I'm going to go run around here. Walk with me. Walk with me as I light some fun stuff up. Okay, my little night lights are on, but I've got candles too. Lily, you want to come outside with Mommy? Come outside. She's mad at me because I had to I had to feed her with a syringe because she wasn't eating. And I'm not gonna, I said, no, that's it. That's it. She lost way too much weight. She's getting way too picky and she needs to eat. So I'm not gonna allow her to get to the place where she's so thin because she's being Little Miss Picky Pants. Okay, let's see. We'll do this over here. We're gonna put some light on the situation. I've got all kinds of candles. And see, this is what I should be doing. Relaxing, right? You guys are gonna relax with me. This one smells numb. Nummy, 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 numb. Okay. I guess I could have lit things before, but let's see, what could we work with? So what you're gonna choose from, the mermaid, the mermaiden in the forest. She be me. So that's one choice. You're gonna choose from the pair of pink candles, one of which is in my lap. So the mermaiden, the pair of pink candles, what else? I'm thinking. It's got to jump at me. So the pair of pink candles. We'll set them out and we'll find out what else we're going to choose from. I wanted to light this little... Oh, and you guys, I don't know if you paid attention. You should have. But the this flower that the Peaceful Buddha sits underneath, it's called a black rose. A black rose, like coming at you like a black horse. Black rose bush. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Ooh, it's windy and it's going to rain tonight. I hope it's going to rain. It was supposed to rain. I just talked to my friend Fern up in Santa Cruz, and he said it rained up there. He goes, you left just in time. Although, we all know I love the rain, right? So, not necessarily left in time. We'll do that over there. Shall we light up? Mufasa's kind of hidden. Oh, I love candles. I love the rain. I love being outside. I have more candles than I realized I had. Right arm. We need them all. Okay. We're going to set them around in all kinds of fun locations. We'll light up the mermaid angel. We'll light up everywhere. Okay, hold on, you guys. So, I'll be interested to see how well these candles hold up, because it's kind of windy right now. See, you know, I mean, this is fine, but these are more difficult. They burn my fingers, and it's harder to light these candles than it is these oil lamps. So, I'm in love with my oil lamp, and now I'm on the hunt for more. Okay. Here we go. We'll light up the panther. Okay. This is cool. This is fun out here. I've got this, dropping stuff everywhere. I've got that torch, and it never stays lit. Watch. I'll light it, and the wind will go by, poof, and it'll be out. This will never go out, because it's protected. I like that. A lamp that's protecting things. Ooh, liking a lot. Okay. So, we're going to start with, so what do we have? We have chosen the Mermaiden of the Forest. We've chosen, I've already forgotten what we've chosen. The Mermaiden of the Forest. Okay, we're sitting over here. What did I look at? What did I look at? I've got the worst memory. No, don't say that. Don't say that. I remember things that matter to me. My secretary handles stuff like this. Okay. We chose the Mermaiden of the Forest. We chose... God, what else did we choose? If I can't remember what we chose, then I'm going to have to go to something different. Because it's not jumping out. It's not exciting to me. Maybe I didn't choose. Okay, so then we're going to choose the sun. We're going to choose the sun, the divine masculine. We're going to choose the ring. We're going to choose, this is us. This is all of us. I'm going to do this so that it's lit up from behind. There's all of us. And in the center, we've got the little ayahuasca plants. We'll choose this butterfly. The butterfly twinkly. Wish I can remember what it was. I was down here on the ground when I picked it out, wasn't I? Oh well, doesn't matter. The sun, the butterfly twinkly, the circle of one, and the mermaiden. Okay, there we go. All right. This is just an extra special reading, and it's going out. This one goes out to the one I love. It does. This one goes out to the one I love. So this is for you, babe. Wherever you might be. Besides, in my heart. Okay. Correct neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the Mermaiden, what is it that Spirit wishes to tell you in our extra special nighttime reading on the patio? It smells so good out here, you guys, I can't even tell you. All of my candles smell yummy nummy. Yummy nummy, yummy nummy, yummy nummy. This one is like caramel. Okay. At 11 minutes and 43 seconds. For those who chose the Mermaiden, family. Now, we'll do it like that. Ooh, that's way better. Yeah. Kitchen. Okay. So, family. Your family is your greatest teacher. Your family can be a beautiful, loving support. They can be the biggest pains in your ass. You get planted in a family, whether you like it or not, right? Just because you're born into a family doesn't mean you're all going to be friends. But they are definitely your biggest teachers because you're forced to live in the same space. And right now, people are having issues with family. They are. We've got people having to set boundaries. Kids that are being disrespectful of their parents. There are parents that are being disrespectful of their children, their grown children. Some are being disrespectful of their young children. Everybody deserves respect. Sometimes we have to draw borders, right? Sometimes we have to say, I love you, but this is my life. And I realize that this is coming from a place of love, but, you know, you've overstepped your boundaries. Sometimes we have to learn how to stand up to our family, and our family could be intimidating to us. So, the family that you chose, because you did, you were sent into that family for a reason. And you were supposed to experience the lessons that you experienced. You are placed in the way of certain people, events, and situations so that you can learn how to deal with those challenges because you're going to be facing them in your life. And you're going to need to know how to do it. So don't be under the illusion that just because you're family means that you're going to be best friends and get along great. You know, some people are really fortunate to have families that are that way. You're blessed with that. You really, truly are. But most of the time, there's quite a different blend of people in a family. You know, I was the only one like me in my family. Totally. Totally. And my mom and I had a oil and water relationship. It was tough. I know my mom loved me and she was really proud of me, but she didn't know how to show her love and she was quite caustic and there was a lot of issues. My daughter and I, we have same kind of bipolar relationship. It's just, it is what it is. You know, and it's about learning to respect each other's differences and learning to respect each other's boundaries. And if that respect isn't given, then you learn how to distance yourself. That's just what you have to do. You know, sometimes you think, oh, it'd be so much better if I was in that family. Nobody knows what it's like in anybody else's family. Everybody has shit in their family. Everybody has stuff. Now, truly, there are families that are really loving. I look at my Uncle Phil and my Mama Sherry. That's my soul family, and I think, God, man, they get along so fantastic. But I don't know how everybody else got along in their family, right? You might be close to one sibling and not to the others. Or you might not be close to anyone. You may feel like I did, like you were taken from a star and just planted into your family. My brother told me that. Mom found you on the underneath the back porch, and she felt bad for you, so she decided to keep you. I believed that for years. My brother delighted in making me feel awful. He thought it was funny. You know? He did. He would tell me to do things, and I would do them, and I would hurt myself, and I don't know. He just had a kind of funky sense of humor. There's addiction issues in my family, right? All the male members of my family, all the way back on both sides, alcoholics. Except for my son, my grandson. He's too young. He's only 12. Who else? My cousin Garth is not. Other than that, everyone else. Uncles, cousins, grandparents, fathers. Yep. Alcoholics. None of the women. Isn't that interesting? So that was because you had to learn how to deal with that, because maybe you were going to be coming across that in your life, or maybe you were going to have to realize that, you know what? That's not going to be acceptable for me. This is something that I'm good at avoiding. I don't drink, you know. I don't like the taste of alcohol. Doesn't mean I never have a drink. It means I could happily go the rest of my life without having a drink. So that actually I would probably be good to be with someone who also doesn't want to drink, or may have had an issue with alcohol and doesn't want to have that influence around them, which would be no problem with me, because I could go forever and never have a drink, right? So you got to look at your family members, and you got to look at them and see them, the truth of who they are, right? And for every rotten thing that you see in them, there's got to be something good. So instead of focusing on the rotten aspect of them, recognize that, you know, they're here on their own journey, they're here on their own soul's path, and they came down here to play a certain role in your life. So when you can say to someone, you know what, I'm not liking you right now. I love you, but I'm not liking you right now. And because of that, I'm going to kind of keep my distance. The love is there, but I'm not liking the way you're behaving. That's respectful of you, and it's respectful of them. There is going to have a negative in every person, but in every person's negative, there's going to be something you got to find that's a positive. I have amazing qualities my daughter has. She's an amazing mother. An amazing mother. Check this out. There's a moth that's trying to get in to the light. He's trying to go to the flame. And I'm so grateful. There's a little lip underneath here, and I'm hoping that he doesn't figure that out. I like the fact that right now he's protected. He wants to go to that flame, but I don't want him to get too close to the sun and burn it. Remember how today, though, you got to be willing to go, to get scorched. Go to the light. That was one of the messages that we got. But anyway, my daughter's an amazing mother. She is super fastidious and clean. She's dedicated. She's determined. She's got perseverance. She is incredibly gifted, artistic. She's very well read. She's very intelligent. I could list off a million things about my daughter that are amazing. And we're not talking right now. There's other things about her that I'm not thrilled with, just like she could list off a million things about me, right? But there's always wonderful things that you can see. So look at the positive of them, and if it's not in your highest good to have them around, or you be around them, let them go in love, right? Because underneath, really, it's only love. What would love say? What would love do? Try and reflect on that, and it'll help you let go of any resentment that you might have towards your family, because I mean, my stepfather who raised me, he cut me out of his life. My son cut me out of his life because of my spiritual work. My daughter and I aren't speaking. I mean, I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm following my path. I'm doing my work. I'm saying, you know, I'm being respectful of others' boundaries, but in such, I have to respect my own boundaries, right? So I wish you love and light. I ask for a blessing upon my dad, upon my daughter, upon my son. I love them all. But right now, the energy is toxic, and it's in my highest good to not be around any of it. So I consider it a retreat, right? So any resentment that you might have towards your family members or your family, just recognize it is what it is. I bless you on your journey. Allow them to be who they are and go through what they have. Learn the lessons that they need to learn, and you just keep doing what you're supposed to do, right? You worry about you. Okay. And you know what? You have to look at it that way, because you can't sit here and cry and be in a puddle of sadness because your family's not like another family. I'm not celebrating Christmas with my dad or my daughter or my son. I'm not celebrating Halloween or Hanukkah or whatever it is. My daughter's birthday is October 14th. Clearly, at this moment, there's no speech. So who knows? I'm not going to stress about it. I wish her love and light, and hope she's happy. And I give it, and this is when we surrender it. Surrender to spirit, right? See the whole situation and that your loved ones or your family members wrapped in love and light, and then you give them over to God. Let them go. Let it go. That's how you build a healthy family tree, by respecting everyone's boundaries, but also your own. Love has to start with you before you can love another. If you can't love yourself, you're not capable of even understanding how to love another. Okay, so for those who chose what was down there that we chose? I'm annoyed that I can't remember. Maybe I hadn't chosen anything. That was the Mermaiden. So now we're going to go to the Divine Masculine, the Sun. Okay? There he is underneath my dragonfly lights. And for that, we're going to go to the Shadow, Oracle of Shadows and Light. I choose the Divine Masculine. I choose my Sun. Ooh, I choose my Sun. You know what? They show me the love of my life as my son in my dreams sometimes. They have similar personalities. And I'm telling you, my son was my first soulmate that I mean, not my first soulmate, but real deep connection soulmate. I love him very, very much. I'm very, very proud of him. And I think about him all the time. And I wish him all the love and happiness in the world. Correct for neutrality on all levels. At 21 minutes and 44 seconds, we get a look at that. Isn't that appropriate? Dried Flower Fairy, Sweet Memories. So this is a time when you're going to have memories and of others popping up. Sweet memories, memories that are going to make you feel good. You're going to be thinking about people in positive ways. I've been thinking about my twin. I've been thinking about my son. Look at the lights reflecting here and here. Isn't that beautiful? The lights here are Archangel Michael's lights. And the blue is about speaking your truth. So sweet memories. Right now we're walking down sweet memory lane, thinking about the ones that we love. I've been singing to my twin. I'm not ashamed to do that. Feels good. I feel close. You know, you feel close to someone when you talk to them, when you sing to them, when you think about them in that way. And when they're not in your physical presence, that's really, really important, you know? So this little fairy comes forward, and she's going to help remind you of happy times. And she doesn't want you to forget them. She wants you to remember them. I was thinking about my dad, some things about my dad. I think about my mom all the time. My mom's in spirit, and she comes to me all the time. Think about her all the time. Happy things, you know? Thinking about, sometimes maybe you'll see something and it'll remind you of, like this frog. This was my mom's yoga frog. I have several things of my mother's that bring me closer to her. It doesn't make me sad, it makes me happy, because I don't focus on the fact that she's not here. I focus on the happiness. I focus on the fact that we have so much in common. She's not here now. Sometimes it takes for that to happen before you realize, wow, you know what? I wish my mom was here. You know, Sandy, I think, she felt like she was channeling my twin today, the messages that were coming, and she says the song came up, you don't know you love him until you let her go. You don't know you love her until you let her go. And she was crying, and sometimes you don't know how important somebody is to you, and how much you actually really do love them, and how much you really have so much in common until they're not in your physical presence. And you think about that, and if you are lucky enough to have somebody come back into your life, don't neglect to tell them. If you have the opportunity to speak and say something, don't waste it. I can't bring my mother back physically into my life. I tell her all the time, gosh, Mom, we could have done this together. We could have gone there. We would have done this. I do the same thing as you. I hear my voice. I hear my mother in my voice. I hear my mother in the things that I say. And it's okay. It's better than okay. I love it. It's not something I'm ashamed of. It's something I'm very, very proud of. Something that maybe, you know, before I wouldn't have noticed so much. Helps me remember all the really fantastic things about my mom. You know, and the fact that my twin's been gone for a really long time, we didn't really get to know each other deeply when he was physically here. I've gotten to know him in our dreams.
I know more about him now than I ever did. And yet I go back to those original times so many years ago. I can tell you word for word the conversations we had and the way I felt, and I can hear him laugh, and I can see his eyes and how he purses up his lips when he thinks I'm annoyed. Those are happy things. They don't make me sad, they make me happy. I remember when I was in the forest in North Vancouver and I was talking to the forest animals. I remember sitting in the covered porch area where my mom used to hang the laundry on 3rd Avenue. I swear to God, I was 3 years old. My mom said we moved. She goes, I can't believe you remember that far back, but I remember. She goes, you couldn't have been more than 3. But I had all my animals lined up and I was talking to them. All of them. Lions, tigers, bears, everyone in their different language. It was fun. I remember walking in the forest. I remember we lived in this beautiful character home. God, the house was so amazing. In my room, it had a cork wall, and I had a big patio, and my dog's name was Benji, and my star language, my animal language for him was Bia Sabia. And he was the most beautiful little dog. He was half Sheltie and half Cocker Spaniel. We got him from the pound, and he didn't bark. He didn't say he had kennel cough and he had been abused, and he was the most beautiful dog I'd ever seen. Couldn't believe we were allowed to take him home. And one day my dad was sitting on the front porch reading, and the mailman went by, and all of a sudden Benji found his voice, and he barked, and my dad's coffee went flying all over his shirt and everywhere. This is the first time Benji ever spoke. It's the first time he felt safe. Kind of makes me think of people, you know? People that have been abused, people that have been in different horrible situations, and even when somebody takes them in and loves them, it's hard for them to find their voice. I was told a long time ago when my twin came forward that they described him to me, and I knew who they were describing, and I said, is he younger than me? And the person said, no. And I said, oh, it can't be him. And she said, he adores you. And I said, oh, it's definitely not him. He could care less. And she said, oh, no. No, that's his armor. That's his mask. But when he finds his voice, you will be loved like you've never been loved before. It's kind of like Benji, you know, he'd been abused and he wasn't quite sure. And even though he was brought into a loving family, he still was hard for him to speak up. And finally, he felt really safe. And there he was on the porch with my dad. And I guess he decided, you know what, I need to protect him. Somebody's coming into the yard. Have you ever seen that thing on Facebook? It shows a German Shepherd looking out the window. And he says, I've saved my family from murderers, from aliens, from this, from that, you know, and they don't even appreciate it. And here Benji, my dad yelled at him, and then he petted him and told him what a good boy he was, because he recognized that, you know what, he was trying to protect me. Oh, I just got a message. I know, babe, you are. He's trying to protect me. He barked, and he thought, you know what, you're going to come after my dad on the porch? I'm going to rip you a new one. That's what Benji said. And even though the coffee went all over my dad and burned him and all over his shirt, he knew Benji was trying to protect him. It was cool. Well, one day I decided to take Benji across the street. We lived in 6192 Patterson Avenue, Burnaby, BC, right across the street from Central Park. And it was like a mini Central Park, New York style, right? It was beautiful. We had a big pond in the center. It took a long time to walk through the park, and when you got to the center, there was a pond, and in the winter it would freeze over and we would skate on it. So I thought, I'm going to take Benji for a walk. He'll love this. So I put his leash on, and I carried him across the street, and I put him down, and he laid down. I had to carry him the whole way. He wasn't going to be walked. He was going to be carried. And I thought, oh my God, that's what Liger would do. It was so funny. So memories like this, they come up at this time, and they come up maybe to help you through a time that's difficult, a time when you're missing someone, a time when you're feeling sad. Focus on the happy things. Right now, there's reminders of days gone by, uplifting times in your life, the best kinds of times in your life. And you know what? Maybe they weren't like outstanding to anyone else in the world, but to you. I hadn't thought about that, Benji barking and spilling my dad's coffee all over himself. I hadn't thought about that in 100 years. It just takes me back to that place and that time, and it was a really cool place to be, you know? A time when my whole family was together, and everyone was actually happy. My mom, my dad, my little sister were still alive, my brother, me. We lived in a beautiful home. A beautiful place. It was right before I moved to California, and my whole life changed. So maybe sometimes you look up in the clouds and you see a rainbow and you think about maybe someone in your life. Or maybe you're going to see a picture. It's going to remind you, God, that looks like my dad, or that looks like my mom. Or you'll smell something and it'll remind you of your grandma in the kitchen when you were with your cousin baking cakes and cookies for your grandma that were completely inedible, and she ate them anyway because she loved you so much. We would do it all the time. Poor her, you know? We were so excited. I had the best grandmother in the world. She was amazing. We'd always make things. We'd make our own homemade Play-Doh, right? We'd make cookies and horrible cakes, and oh God, we were so sick. We'd build forts with chairs and sheets, and we'd sleep under that. We would never sleep in a normal bed. That's how I always slept. I always slept under a fort. To this very day in the morning, when I get up and I'm writing my dreams down, I pull the sheets up over my head and I'm under my fort. I just do that automatically. I'm a grandma and I do that. And sometimes the happy memories make us cry. Emotions that need to come up and be released, right? Maybe you think about sometimes people say something to you that you've done for them that was meaningful to them. I got a message like that today. Somebody said to me, I was just reflecting on our meeting and all that we did, and we went on these hikes and the reading that you did for me, and I've got to tell you, I felt like I'd known you forever. She said to me, I think you should be the ambassador for childlike innocence and play. You're the perfect personification of that Peter Pan feeling, that energy, that light, happy, joyful energy. And I thought, what a neat thing to say. I feel like that, you know. And she said in that reading, she goes, I got to tell you, you changed my life. And I thought, wow, you can't buy something like that. I just talked to you guys about that, about how when you give someone a gift by words, something like that is priceless. That's a sweet, wonderful thing. And the memories that you look back, and I was just up there a few days and I made memories with people, you know? And those sweet memories, they're going to be worked into our moment now. And whatever we're struggling with right now, at least for the moment, there will be some kind of a relief. It gives us the strength to go on, right? We're going to hold on to that happy little thought, whatever it is. So for those who chose the butterfly, it's the butterfly little chimes. Those were my mom's. I'm looking around at all the things that were my mom's. These were my mom's. She kept them in a pot. See? I used to have it in the house. But Lily likes to come up and brush against it. So for those who chose the butterfly chimes, I think we have to go. No, we're not gonna. I was gonna say, I think we have to go to another deck. I only brought 3 decks out here and I chose 5 different things, or 4 different things. So we're gonna go to the Spirit Oracle cards. The message is very small. I'll just see what Spirit brings us. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the butterfly chimes, a new direction. Wow, a new direction. It's going to be creative. It's going to be passionate. It's the sacral chakra, seat of creativity and sexual energy. And the solar plexus, I am worthy of the new direction that I'm going, where Spirit is leading me in a new direction. It's going to be filled with creativity and passion. Wow. I'm following my true north. Feel the vibration coming from me. I feel the vibration. Do you feel the vibration emanating? Life might seem like a whirlwind at the moment, yet there is divine order to the present circumstance. What might appear as chaos is often angelic forces of the universe at work. After the storm clears, you will be steered in a new direction, a time of renewed health, joy, and abundance. How freaking cool is that? Doesn't that go along with the fact that the butterfly says transformation? A transformation is taking place. So you might still be vibrating from a negative experience. You might be in the midst of it. You might be head underwater. Look, your head's not totally underwater. You're up to here. But pretty soon you're going to burst through. And as soon as things settle down, we do have a storm passing through right now. It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. When the tornado came through and lifted everything up and spun it around and around and around and around and around. And then when the house gets set back down, you're in a different place, but you're in a better place. Sometimes that has to happen. Sometimes that's what appears as the falling tower, right? Like for me, my work. Clearly, I'm going in a different direction, right? But there's a time of renewed health, joy, and abundance. And this is the color of money and new growth and health and healing and love. All of it. Life might seem like a whirlwind at the moment, yet there is divine order to the present circumstance. What may appear as chaos is often the angelic forces of the universe at work. After the storm clears, you will be steered in a new direction, a time of renewed health, joy, and abundance. Show me a yes. Show me a big yes, please. Thank you. Clear it, please. Thank you. Show me a no, please. Should we ask for another card from this deck since these cards are so small? That would be a yes. Is that just a thought or is it important? No, it's important. Okay, see? I got to give it a second to get going. So let's ask for another message. So if you've been concerned about whatever's going on in your life right now, I like this. I like this. This is good for me. Remember how I started the reading? It's chaotic, but Spirit's at work. Spirit's got a plan. They've got something up their sleeve. To us, we don't necessarily see it, but it's kind of like, wait till you're announced. We've not yet used all of our graces. We got something up our sleeve. The dogs are going to stay in chains. Those callers that were toxic energy, the ones that were upsetting, the ones that were coming to you to try and get you to help them cheat on people, and they were nasty to you anyway, leaving negative comments when they didn't like what they wanted to hear, what they had, Spirit had to share them. They're out of your life. You don't need that anymore. We'll bring you the people that need to be coming to someone who has the answers that Spirit wants to give. We'll bring you the people that are looking for Spirit's guidance so you can actually share your gifts. Those are the people that are going to come to you, Sherry. Don't worry about it. The rest of it, we'll take care of it. Besides, you're going in a new direction. Renewed health, renewed joy, and abundance. No stressing at all. Right? All right. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the butterfly wind chime, what other message do you have to say? My eyes are closed because these cards, I know them so well. There's no hiding, and I don't want to, I like to be surprised too. So correct for neutrality on all levels. Okay. Release the past to allow the eternal winds. Release the past to the eternal winds, like whoosh, blow it away. Oh my gosh, that's totally something my dad would do. Whoosh, he used to do that all the time. And allow new energies to enter your life. You are a creation that is vast and endless with no beginning and no end. Allow your life to flow like a river, for the spirit of love will guide you and keep you safe. Guidance. This is the guidance. And look at the weather. This is the weather that we have right now. This is monsoon season. These clouds are puffy, yes, but they're heavy with emotion. There's rain coming down here. That's the energy that we're in at this moment. So right now, release the past. Let it go. Blow it away like salt. And allow new positive energy to enter your life. You're a creation that is vast and endless with no beginning and no end. Allow your life to flow like a river, for the spirit of love will guide you and keep you safe. As long as you're following your true north, you are guided with love. There is no reason for fear. You are safe. Life feels like a whirlwind, chaotic and crazy. Storm's going to clear. You're going to go in a different direction, a new direction. A time of renewed health, joy, and abundance. This is new. It's not what it was. So let the past go. Allow love to guide you and allow spirit to guide you. And trust that you will be kept safe. Heck yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah. Works for me. Works for me. I release the past and I welcome with open arms what spirit wants to bring in. I'm ready. I am ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you open? Are you open? Are you naked? I'm naked. Are you vulnerable? I'm open, naked, and vulnerable, and ready. Gosh, this candle over here smells the bomb. So for those who chose the inner circle and the outer circle, the circle of life that goes round and around, all of us, the United Collective, we're going to ask for a message from the Magdalene Oracle. I'm in love with my coal oil lamp. I am. I love it. It works so well. Acceptance. Okay, this is a cool one. There's a lot of messages that come as soon as I hear that word. Accept yourself as you are right now. As you are. Accept everything as it is right now. Don't try and push wet spaghetti up a hill. It is what it is. And it was what it was, and it will be what it will be. Acceptance is key. It's surrender, it's allowing, it's going with the flow, it's not forcing anything, it's not bucking it, it's allowing. And that's what Spirit wants you to do right now. That's your key. Are you in your emotional waters? Your back is to the divine masculine. Don't do that. Relax. Relax. Have you cried all those tears? Or are you coming up out of those emotional waters and you're letting the sun dry you? Yeah. Right now, you've got the power to heal and bring yourself back into balance. Whatever area of your life is causing concern for you right now, just accept things the way they are. Don't, what is that? Give me the serenity to accept things as they are. The things that I can't change, and the power and the wisdom to change the things that I can, right? So whatever you can't change, don't force it. Whatever it is that you can work on that. And what we do have the ability to do is handle how we act in a situation. We don't want to react. We want to choose to act. Be the action, not the reaction. How do I choose to act under this circumstance? Well, I can have a fit and get angry and say it's not fair and it's not right and I can't believe that company is just ripping me off and I've worked so hard for them, and then you start doing really, really good, and they cut your commission in half, and how do they expect anybody to make a living? No. I look at that and I go, thank you for removing all the toxic bullshit that I was dealing with. I don't need my money there. I'll get my money somewhere else. I know how to get it. Spirit knows how to bring it, right? I can't change the circumstance anyway, so I stress myself over it. I'm not going to alter anything, but I would get myself all upset and bent out of shape. Or I could turn off my work calls and come out here and do a reading by coal oil lamp with candles on, right? And enjoy this freaking awesome patio that I have. And the fact that it's finally cool outside. Right? Here we are under the stars. Whee! I'm working for Spirit. Spirit works for me. I'm accepting things as they are. I don't have the love of my life in my arms right now, but I will. I know he's coming home. And so I just wait and allow things to be as they are. I can focus on happy memories and think ahead about how wonderful it's going to feel right? But there's no point in worrying about something that you aren't going to change by worrying. And when you allow things to be, remember today, there's going to be a delay. Great, right? So we just thought, okay, there's going to be a delay. Surrender it, right? And then all of a sudden something shifted. Probably because the energy was like, all right. And sometimes all Spirit wants is for us to just let go, surrender. And accept the fact that I'm not going to stress it because I know the universe is on my side. I just changed my banner picture. I was up in Panther Beach, and I thought, how cool was that I just ended up in that location, my twin and I being the panther, right, the Black Panther. And I was kind of looking out to the ocean, and I thought, what a bitchin' picture that is. It's like I'm just relaxing with my chin on the sign. It says Panther Beach, and I'm looking out over the horizon, just on the vigilant, because Spirit said, keep on the alert, right? I'm keeping my eyes peeled for my twin coming home. That's all I'm looking forward to, right? I'm happy with everything else in my life. That's what I'm looking forward to. Woo! And the song that I chose was very appropriate to what we're talking about right now. I think the universe is on my side. I think heaven and earth have aligned. The stars, Jupiter, I can't remember all the words, but it was basically that, right? I think the universe is on my side. We can think the universe is on our side, or we can think the universe is against us. Think the universe is on your side, because it is. And your vibrational frequency changes in a positive direction. You may not have a lot of money right now, physically in your hands, but it's there. It's available to you. It's all a matter of perspective and about you allowing it to come in. Right now, maybe the focus isn't meant to be that. Maybe the focus is meant to be your faith. Maybe the focus is meant to be that, you know what, Spirit wants you to take a leap of faith without having that in your pocket. You know, I'm waiting for this because as soon as I get that, then I'm going to ask her out. I'm waiting for this because then we're going to get married. I'm waiting for this because then we're going to do that. Don't wait. You're not promised tomorrow. Maybe that's what Spirit's trying to teach you. It isn't about money. It's about living your moment in your life now. It's about making the choices now. If you're asked and guided to do something and you're holding back, you're not following your guidance, right? So maybe what you need to accept right now is you don't have that job right now. You don't have that bank account right now. But you're not meant to at this moment, or you would have it. Something else is important for you to be dealing with right now. Allowing, following your heart, following your true north, going after what it is that you love, dreaming your dream into existence, living your dream. A lot of times people say, oh, I would do that if I had the money. I was supposed to go on a retreat. I would have done that if I had the money. I did do that. I ended up staying at a you know, the place that I stayed, I paid at my campground, and then ended up being invited up to a place, and it was just by donation, and I got to stay there for 3 days for the price that I paid for 1 day at the campground. Right? Met amazing people. I got a, oh, let's get it. I got a $698 singing bowl for the trade of 4 readings. Right? Priceless for me. Love that. Love that. Love that. That was pretty freaking cool. I could not imagine how I was going to get another singing bowl after Tiki broke my singing bowl that was my mom's. I looked at them in Sedona. I've looked at them online. There's no way. I didn't have that money set aside for that, you know? How cool is that? Money isn't everything. So many people are so focused on money. Money is great. It is. It is. It's energy. We need it as currency. But it is not the be-all, end-all. You can't buy love. You can't buy a smile. You can't buy friendship. You can't buy the good feelings. You can't buy those things. You can't buy the most important things. And that needs to be understood. And maybe that's your lesson. Maybe that's why you don't have the money. Maybe that's why you didn't get the job yet. It's not saying that you're not going to get it, but maybe you're meant to move ahead without it, recognizing that it's not supposed to be based on money. Remember that the one that was offering the pearl to the girl yesterday in the reading? Offer gifts of love for the ones that you love, right? Express your love through gifts. And so many people think that that means that you have to give somebody an item. It's words. Words are priceless. Your love, yourself. I said to my twin, you can't buy me. This is me offering myself to you. There's nothing more precious than my body. My sacred temple only for you. You couldn't buy me anywhere. No one can buy me. But I'm giving myself to you. That's priceless. And when I look at you, I see something that is worth more than anything money could ever obtain. Maybe that's what you need to learn to accept. Maybe you need to learn to accept that you are worth that much in someone's eyes. Maybe you need to learn that you should never settle for anything that you deserve. Accepting the way things are doesn't mean you give up on your dreams. It doesn't mean that you don't reach for the stars. It doesn't mean that you don't want to be successful. It doesn't mean that you don't aspire to greatness. Of course you do. Of course you do. Acceptance means I am where I am right now. I remember my twin, when he came to see me for the first time after, God, what was it, Jake? 9 years? 7 years? What are you doing here? This place is beneath you. That's what he said to me. And I said, you know what? This is where I'm at right now. Are you going to stand there judging me, or are you going to come in? Right? Yeah, I would have found myself in a better place. But I had it really cute inside, and I had a little duck pond, and I was happy in my little space. I was even more happy when he was in my space. We didn't have to go anywhere to make it magical. The magical part of it was being in the same place with the person that you love more than air. Right? You accept where you are, and you realize that others, when you are authentically, truthfully, just who you are, unapologetically, you're accepted that way too. Sometimes maybe the hang-up is you. Recognize that Spirit's got a real reason for things happening the way they are. They've got a higher purpose to things than you understand. And everything is going to work out in the best for you and in the best for everyone concerned. That is what this message is telling you. So, what ones did we do? We did 1, 2, 3. So we have one more, the circle, right? The United Collective. Am I right? Let's see. We started with the Magdalene. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4. We've done 4. So we've done them all? We've done them all. And at 53:35, we're at a wrap. Okay, so that's 8 and 8, you guys. 8 signifies abundance. An infinity. Infinite supply of whatever we need is available to us and will come to us. All we have to do is follow our true north. Stay on our illuminated path. Follow the guidance that Spirit gives, and all will be well. How cool is that? I'm going to upload this so you guys get this tonight. I love you. Talk to you tomorrow.